Invitational Game 1 winners match of Group B, and starting in the bottom left-hand side of the map is the blue Zerg, Top Hat Man. And spawning on the top right-hand side of the map is the red Terran, my bad. Red Terran Zach the Ripper. So we saw Zach the Ripper play in the first game, and we saw a really good economy game coming out of him. He did an excellent job building up his worker count. You can already see that his worker count is ahead of TopHatMan. TopHatMan is going for the quick expansion. He is also going to play that econ game. So it doesn't look like either one of these games is going to be quick. Gas first from the Terran player, but he didn't saturate it, so that first Reaper that's going to come out is going to be delayed by a few seconds because he's not going to have enough gas. It's really important if you do that Reaper opening and you drop that refinery that you want to have those 3 SCVs on it as soon as you can. So we're still 14 away from getting that Reaper out. So he will be slightly delayed. He's going to take this opportunity to build another command center in the back of his base. And that Reaper's finally starting off. Spawning pool finally pops for the Zerg player, and it looks like he's just going to keep building his economy. He's getting a queen out just for defensive purposes and for that saturation. And this drone, this hero drone, is just going to nibble away at this. Let's see if this Reaper pops out and actually chases him down. Dun 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 dun. Now, the Zerg player does see this coming out, so he's going to be a little bit more prepared than I think the Terran player was hoping for. He's going to drop that spine crawler, 2 spine crawlers actually, one at each one of the bases. That's going to be great defense for the Zerg player. With the queen on the other side here, a queen and a spine crawler at each location, or at each base, is going to... This Reaper's not going to be able to do much other than scout. He is not building any more Reapers. It looks like that's it. So he recognizes that there's a quick expansion coming out from the Zerg player, and he's just going to retreat back and try to build up his own base. Now, both of these players have a very similar have a very similar building style. They want for that quick expansion. They want their econ going out, and they're really adapting to the way Legacy of the Void was designed for. That expansions out, quick expansions and high econ games. Starting off with 12 workers, it's very easy to get that expansion unless somebody's cheesing you. Now he is swapping this factory over onto the reactor here. It looks like he's probably going to try to pump out a few Hellions as defense. Meanwhile, the Zerg player is not actually creating any Zerglings at all, so if he's pumping out 2 Hellions at a time, which he is, it's not going to be able to do much. He is getting that metabolic boost over at the spawning pool, which probably signifies that he is going to get Zerglings at some point. Now, does that metabolic boost? No, it's just for Zerglings, so he is researching it. He's eventually going to go into Zerglings. And Zach the Ripper is already prepared. He already has 3 Hellions out on the map. He's going to want to move out onto the map to try to get a little bit more vision of the map. Just 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. So, again, we're seeing a really strong economy game from Zach the Ripper, and it's great to see TopHatMan. Both these guys have a clear understanding of how Legacy of the Void works. They are building their econ, they're building up their banks, and getting upgrades. They're spending upgrades early in the game, which is going to be very successful, I think, for each player. We're finally seeing some Zerglings being created. 8 of them are going to pop soon. Now, these Hellions that are moving out on the map are just going to be for vision, for control. You want that map control against the Zerg player. You want to be killing those creep tumors that they would be spreading out on the map, but right now the Zerg player isn't actually doing anything. Now these Hellions are going to go right up the ramp uncontested. They're probably going to get right into the mineral line. These Zerglings are not going to be able to do much against all these Hellions, but they are able to take out one Hellion. That's a pretty good pickoff for 4 Zerglings. Stim is being created, and he's just going to keep pumping out Marines. Oh boy. This is going to complete soon. Everybody know what this is? Anal raping device, that's for damn sure. He does have 1 Overseer over here. Good speed on it. So on this map, you're going to normally see Nidus Worms pop here. Also over here. And sometimes over here, but not so much. Nidus Worm can also pop right here and get for easy reinforcements up the ramp. But he may try to go for something on the back of the base, which is normally the way that you should be using the Nidus Worm. Let's see what his decision is going to be. Now that Nidus Worm is going to pop. I don't think that ZachThRipper is even aware it's high. He's moving some Marines over, and he's moving his SCVs. He needs to get the surround on this. Now, the difference in Legacy of the Void is you can't actually attack the Nidus Worm while it's being created. You need to wait for it to complete before you can actually attack it. It's important to move those SCVs over and get the surround off. You make less room for what's going to pop out. Excuse you. Sorry. So we're seeing a lot of Zerglings from the Zerg player, and we're seeing 10 Mutalisks that are going to come out, which are going to make quick work of these Hellions, and attack the mineral lines and stuff like that. ZachThRipper has got a drop in here. I missed that. He's going to have to pick up and get out of there. These Zerglings are going to clean up everything that's here. He lost this entire drop. The Queen is going to come in here and probably pick off both of these medevacs very soon. Let's take a look at the unit loss tab. Well, it was only able to kill off 5 workers, and he lost probably 2 entire loads full of medevacs. And now he's going to reveal the Mutalisks, and ZachThRipper is probably feeling a little worried right now. Not feeling all too good about it. ZachThRipper is creating more Marines right now to try to counteract this, but he doesn't really have much. There's a few Widow Mines spread out throughout the entire map, which actually may deal quite a bit of damage. He recognized the Mutalisks and dropped a few turrets to help prevent this harassment. Let's see what the Zerg player does here. If he just pokes in, or if Alma loses one of them, and he will. Got a little too close to that turret. That turret have... no, it doesn't have high-sec auto-tracking. Look at the production out of the Terran right now. The Zerg player is just sitting back. He's not even creating anything right now. Creating more drones, but he needs to be creating overlords. He's almost supply blocked. Both players are almost supply blocked. Oh. 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 I'm still waiting for that Widow Mine hit. As soon as that Widow Mine goes off. Looks like ZachThRipper is doing a great job recognizing what he needs and attacking with it effectively. TopHatMan's feeling a bit of the heat. He's created a secret base over on the right-hand side of the map. May not feel too confident with what he's seen so far, and hasn't actually... TopHatMan hasn't really done much of anything. He hasn't made creep tumors. His third base is across on the other side of the map, but his army supply may be higher with all those Zerglings, but with the high DPS of all these Marines, and even the Widow Mines that are randomly spread out throughout the entire map, is pretty much the exact counter that you need for the Protoss player's army composition. Shields just popped, and he's moved on to his third. Already created, and probably will be saturated very shortly. He's got 6 workers moving over to it. healing up. This is looking pretty good for the Terran player. That is a ridiculous amount of Ravagers. My God. Sorry. Look at that. My God. These Ravagers are just so cool. I really like watching Ravagers. Mutalisks are going to try to poke in here again, but it's probably not going to be able to do much. Turret's going down in the mineral line, but isn't able to do much with it. That one Viking's really low. If he does end up doing an attack, it would be important for him to... where is that scan going down? So we're seeing the Ravagers. He knows what he's up against. Ravagers probably are a really good option, but you need to be very, very, very specific with where you're going to be attacking that. They are great tanky units. They do an excellent job taking out the bioforces, especially the healers, the medevacs. If you get rid of those spellcasters, which is pretty much exactly what you want the Ravagers for, that Terran Bio Army doesn't look so bad anymore. Or, sorry, doesn't look so fearful anymore. Oh. Attack coming in here, and it's going to make quick work of all these supply depots, but this Bio Army, I think that this may be enough to actually take out all these Ravagers. If he keeps stepping out of those blasts, and he cleans up that army very easily, we're seeing a huge army supply advantage for the red Terran player, and he's moving right across the map. He wants to put the killing blow in right now. TopHatMan is backing up. He's recognizing he probably needs to defend here. He's one base behind. He doesn't even have either of his secret one or his actual natural or his proper third saturated right now. His economy is probably hurting right now. And TopHatMan calls GG, recognizes he probably wasn't looking too good, and is going to let Zach